Dear students, very good morning to all of you. This is Durgesh Kumar Pandey, your history teacher. Students, in my previous class, I had discussed about the lineage pattern and region of war during the Mahabharata. Students, we had seen there what were the regions behind the war. The peoples fought there. The only one reason for there, that was honor and the property. These were two basically reasons for which they fought between them. Kaurav and Pandav fought between them, and we had seen there Pandav got victory during that war. And Bhagavad Gita also composed there, Lord Krishna preaches to Arjuna that this war is not a war between the two lineage patterns. This war is for the dharma against adharma. He said there, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavati bharata अभ्युत्थानम च धर्मस्य तदात्मानम सृजाम्यहम. जब जब धर्म की हानि होगी मैं इस धरती पर अवतार लेता रहूंगा. नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, टुडे आई एम गोइंग टू डिस्कस विद यू ऑल अबाउट द क्रिटिकल एनालिसिस ऑफ महाभारत. देयर वाज अ फेमस स्कॉलर ऑफ संस्कृत. द नेम ऑफ दैट स्कॉलर वाज V.S. Sukthankar critically analyzed the Mahabharata. V.S. Sukthankar who was a famous scholar of Sanskrit and great archaeologist logist of India. He tried to critically analyze the Mahabharata. In his critical editions, he found there the status of women. First, they discuss about the status of women in society. Second thing, the patriarchy system, जो पैटर्नरी सिस्टम था, पितृसत्तात्मक व्यवस्था, पैटर्नरी system, types of marriages, types of marriages, and many more things, about whom V.S. Sukthankar try to focus on them by the critical analysis of Mahabharata. Students, in his most ambitious projects, he has taken near about 47 years. In his most ambitious projects ambitious projects which he started which he started in 1919 and taken near about 47 years, and completed this in next 47 years. In next 47 years. Near about 47 years, the time totally he take for the critical analysis of Mahabharata. For the critical analysis of Mahabharata. He has appointed near about 20 more scholars from different states of India. He appointed near about 20 or more Sanskrit scholar from different states of India. States of India. Students. These 20 scholars wandered from place to place in search of evidences from north to south. They wandered from place to place. They also traveled apart from India, like the country like Kashmir, Nepal, the country like Nepal. In northern areas, in northern sides, they wandered from Kashmir till the south region, Tamil Nadu. They found various types of manuscripts which were written in Sanskrit. He traveled different states of India with them and found different types of sources, sources through which they will able to critically analyze of the Mahabharata. Through the help of different sources like manuscripts, documents, text. These are the various sources through which, with the help of these documents, they able to critical analyze of Mahabharata. The things which are apparent, the things which became apparent, that there were several common elements, that there were several common elements found from different states. When they traveled in different states or apart from India, they found there were several common features. There were several common things which they found from the different states of India, all apart from India, which were very common. Which were very common. Which were very common, students. The things became apparent. The things became apparent. There are two things. First, there were several common elements in the Sanskrit version of the story. First, there were several common elements in the Sanskrit version of the story. In the Sanskrit version of a story. They saw there were several elements which they found from the different states of India or apart from India. Some common elements in all those Sanskrit version of a story. Some common elements always there. Regional variation also found. Second, regional variation also found. When they moved from place to place in search of evidences, when they wandered from place to place in the search of various evidences, they found there were regional variations also. अगर वे कश्मीर गए तो वहाँ की जो रीजनल वेरिएशंस था उसको देखा उनको. कश्मीर के इतिहास के बारे में अगर हम देखें तो कश्मीर के इतिहास के बारे में जो मुख्य हमको स्रोत मिलता है वो मिलता है हमको कल्हड़ द्वारा रचित राजतरंगिणी. कल्हड़ के द्वारा जो रचित राजतरंगिणी है उससे हमें कश्मीर के इतिहास के बारे में ढेरों सारी जानकारी प्राप्त होती है. स्टूडेंट्स, when they travel from place to place, they found there are several common elements in the Sanskrit editions of a story. Sanskrit edition of a story. They found manuscripts. After that, found all over the subcontinent. They found manuscripts from all over the subcontinent. Subcontinent, students. They found manuscripts from all over the subcontinent. ये पूरे इंडियन सबकॉन्टिनेंट में जहाँ जहाँ पर भी इन लोगों ने वंडर किया, जहाँ जहाँ पर इन लोगों ने घूमा, वहाँ से जो मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट्स मिली, लगभग हर जगह से मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट्स मिल जाती थी, जिसके थ्रू इनके लिए हेल्पफुल हुआ फॉर द क्रिटिकल एनालिसिस ऑफ महाभारत. They found lots of manuscripts from Kashmir, the places where they found Kashmir, Nepal, Kashmir, Nepal, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Tamil Nadu. These were the places where they found found manuscripts. Students, you all are, I hope that you all are aware about the manuscripts. The manuscripts means handwritten notes. Handwritten notes. Manuscripts stands for handwritten notes. Manuscripts stands for handwritten notes or document. Handwritten documents. ये जो है हैंड रिटन डॉक्यूमेंट्स जो है वो मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट्स के अंतर्गत आ जाते हैं. स्टूडेंट्स, नाउ वी विल टॉक अबाउट द वेरिएशंस ऑफ महाभारता रिफ्लेक्ट द कॉम्प्लेक्स प्रोसेस दैट शेप्ड सोशल हिस्ट्रीज थ्रू डायलॉग्स बिटवीन द डोमिनेंट ट्रेडिशन. द वेरिएशंस ऑफ महाभारता, the variation of Mahabharata, the variation of Mahabharata, student, the variation of Mahabharata reflect the complex process, reflect the complex process, reflect the complex process that shaped social histories, that shaped social history, social histories through dialogues between dominant tradition, through dialogue between dominant tradition, dominant tradition. Now students, we will start our next topic, that was rules about the families. Rules about the families. Students, V.S. Thankar tried to critically analysis of Mahabharata through the different sources which they found from the different region of the country or different region of subcontinent. On the basis of that sources, they critically analyze the whole summary of Mahabharata, whole things of Mahabharata. Students, now we will discuss about the rules about the families. Rules about the families. What kinds of rules adopted by the families during the Mahabharata period? During the Mahabharata period, students, we will try to understand that concept. What kinds of concepts they were adopting. Rules about the families. Rules about the families. Students, Rules about the families. Students, some families share their foods, resources, work and rituals. Work and rituals. Students, we saw in many places in early societies through the Mahabharata. Students, we saw the many places in Mahabharata era, in the early societies of Mahabharata, society of Mahabharata, that the peoples and families shares their things things like food 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 resources, work and rituals, work and rituals, like yagya, puja, etc. Yajna, puja, etc. They were share these things. Shares these things. Families are generally known as kinfolk relationship. Families were generally known as kinfolk relatives. Students, kinfolk relatives. Like there are two types of relations among the society. There are two types of relations in the society. What kinds of? First on the basis of blood and second on the basis of natural. First, there are two kinds of kinfolk relationship. First, on the basis of blood, and second, natural. Like if we will talk about the relationship between Pandav and Kaurav, relationship between Pandav and Kaurav. What kinds of relationships there? Between them, the relationships of blood. खून के रिश्ते में अगर ब्लड रिलेशनशिप की बात देखी जाए, they were belonging from the same dynasty. The ancestors were same there. But if we will talk about the relationships like natural relationship, like the relationship between Pandavas. Five Pandavas, there are five Pandavas. First, Yudhishthir, Bhim, Arjun, Nakul, and Sahdev. The kinfolk relations are here the natural and here the on the basis of blood. यहाँ पर आप रक्त के आधार पर उनके रिश्तों को जान सकते हैं और यहाँ पर नेचुरलिटी के बेस पर आप उनके संबंधों को जान सकते हैं स्टूडेंट्स. It is also investigated and analyzed by historians. These factors are important as they give insight into the people's thinking. They also think, it is also analyzed by these peoples. These were not located, these were not in the upper section of the society, but these thinkings are inside their bodies. ये इनके अंदर भी थी. It is also investigated and analyzed. It is also investigated and analyzed investigated and analyzed by the historians, these factors are important as these factors are important. These factors are important as they give insight into people's thinking. As they give insight thinking of people. Students, I hope that each and every topics what we had discussed, I had discussed here, you all are able to understand the things. Students, now I am going to end this session here. We will meet in next day, in next topic. Thank you students, thank you very much.